Bismillah, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Today, inshallah, we'll continue the parent function and how we can graph some function. For the question number 13, we have a piecewise function. The first one, we need to graph the function f of x equals 3x to the power 2, where x is smaller than -1. -1, if x is greater than or equal -1 and smaller than 4. X minus 5 to the power 3 plus 2, where x is greater than 4. So we'll graph each function. We will spread them, we will graph each function, then we collect all of them together in one shape. So the first graph, the first function that we have, which is f of x equals 3x to the power 2, where x is smaller than -1. How we can graph this function? How we can graph this function?
There's dilation, so
no dilation. Leave dilation now. Leave translation. Now I'm talking about graph. I'm not my question about graphing the function.
Parabolic.
When I say dilation, but it's not full parabola, because you have here a condition that x is smaller than -1. So because you have a condition, all what you have to do just represent that to the table, completing the table. That's x and y. You have to start from the number. We said x is smaller than -1. You have to start from -1 and make -1 is open, not closed. Then I need the number which is smaller than -1. What is the number smaller than -1?
-2.
-2, -3, and -4. Only 2 or 3, 3 or 4 numbers is enough for substitution. By substitution at the equation, so it will be
3.
The first one is 3. The second
6.
No.
Oh wait. Oh. 12.
12. The next
27.
Yes. So that's enough, no problem for that. That is the first one. The second one, f of x equals -1, and when x is greater than or equal to -1 and is smaller than 4. What is the graph of this function?
It's constant.
Constant. It's represented by a line parallel to x-axis, intersect y-axis at the point -1. And starting from -1 from x and end at 4. After that, what is the graph for the next one? The third function, that's the first one, the second one, and that is the third one. F of x equals x minus 5 to the power 3 plus 2, where x is greater than or equals 4. How we can graph this one?
Cubic.
By the same way, we can, that's cubic, so we need x and y. We will start from the same value, which is 4.
Table.
But this value will be closed, not open. When you graph, you have to close it. So 4, I need the value which is more than 4, so it will be 4, 5, 6, and 7. Only 3 is enough, but we'll take one more. So 4 minus 5 is -1 to the power 3, -1 plus 2 equals 1. 5 minus 5, 0 to the power 3, 0 plus 2 is 2. That will be 1 to the power 3 is 1, so it will be 3. That will be 2, 8, so this one will be 10. So how the graph will be look like, this is the coordinates. I will make the scale equals 2, okay? The scale is 2. The vertical scale now for y is 2. And the horizontal will be 1. That's 2. And that's 1. So for the first one, -1 and 3. And at this point, it was open. -2 and 12. So 2, 4, 6, 8. I don't need the negative part, so we can shift this one down. Please, if you are not using the mic, switch the mic off. Please, if you are not using the mic, if there is any noise beside you, please, and you can open the mic when you want to. After that, please switch off the mic. So we have here 1, and that's 2. The first point that we have, which is -1 and 3. -1 and 3, that will be open. -2 and 12, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. So that's how the graph will be look like. That's how the parabola will be look like. Just 1 minute. That's for the first part. After that, we have -1, starting from -1 to 4. From -1, closed, to 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And at 4, it was open.
Oh, sir, that's -2.
Sorry, -2, because the scale is 2. Then the third function, which is 4 and 1, and the 4 and 1 will be closed. 5 and 2, 6 and 3. So that's how the graph, the problem, the cubic function will be. Any problem for graphing? Just know how
Sir, the constant one, I didn't get that part.
What is the meaning of constant function? I said for the last lesson, if you remember the last session for the session for yesterday, I explained all of the type of the function. We didn't know the meaning and how the graph will be look like. Without memorizing, you will not be able to solve. You have to memorize it. The constant function, what is the definition? It's represented by a line parallel to x, intersect y at the point according to this number. -1 will draw a horizontal line. That is the definition. Without knowing the definition, you will not be able to solve. So you have to memorize the definition, all of the definitions. That is a problem for the constant. Anything related how to solve, I can explain it 100 times. Anything depend on how to memorize, that's yours. So without memorizing the formula, I will not be able to solve it. That is the problem. How we can solve question number 14? Because you will solve the next one. You will solve 15. I'm solving 14 and you will solve 15. How we can solve this one? How we can solve this one?
Make a table for x minus
G of x is equals
make a table for x minus
x minus 5 without making a table, because this one is linear. If you remember the linear, all what you need to, okay, we can make the table for this one, no problem. X is smaller than or equal 0, so we'll start, that's x and that's y. We'll start from
that is -1.
Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. I said, wallahi, we have to start from this number. Then mention if this number is, we have to start from this number and mention if this number is open or closed. Even if I say x is smaller than 0, I have to start from 0 and make this 0 is open, not closed. If remember, for the question number 13, when I'm solving, when I say x is smaller than -1, I start from -1 and make -1 is open. When I'm solving the second one, the third one, I start from, I said x is greater than or equals 4, I start from 4 and make 4 closed. Make 4 closed. So I have to start from the same number at the condition of x. So you have to start from 0. What is the next number?
1.
Smaller than 0.
Negative
So
one.
-1,
Negative.
-2. So the first one will be -5, then -4, -3. So the second function, which is g of x equals x to the power 3. What's the condition? X is greater than 0 and is smaller than or equals 2. So you have to start from
1.
La ilaha illallah. 0, 1, and 2, For the first one, 0 is closed, and 0 here is open, 2 is closed. So 0 to the power 3 equals 0, 1 to the power 3 equals 1, 2 to the power 3 equals 8. After that, the third one, f of x is equals 2 over x. That's the reciprocal function, where x is greater than 2. Then we need to complete the table, that's x and y. So for the first one, x is greater than 2, so I have to start from 2, and 2 will be open, then 3, then 4. So 2 over 2 equals 1, 2 over 3, which is 2 over 3, 2 over 4, which is 1 over 2. So we can graph, then we can say 5 and 6, 2 over 5, which is 0.4, and 2 over 6, which is 1 over 3. How the graph will be look like? We don't need the negative part because we start from 0. So I will shift the graph to the left. I only need the positive part, and we need here, so we need the positive more. I'll make the scale here for the vertical 2 and for the horizontal 1. So the first point that we have here was 0 and the negative 5. That is the first point, and it's closed. Negative 1, and negative 4. Negative 2 and the negative 3. And that's how the graph will be look like. That's for the first one. The second one, 0 and 0, and it's open. 1 and 1, 2 and 8, 1 and 1 here. 2 and 8, 2, 4, 2, 4, 6, 8. That's the point. And at 8, it's closed. So that's the problem. That's the graph of the cubic function. The third one, 2 and 1, 2 and 1, and it's open. Then 3 and 2 over 3, 4 and 1 over 2, 5, so by this way. Any problem for graphing number 14? Just by using substitution, then you can graph the point. Any problem for number 14? Because you will solve number 15. Any problem for number 14? You will follow the condition. You will follow the condition. If I say x is smaller than or equals to 0, you have to start from 0 and make zeros closed. Now for the second one, between 0 and smaller than or equals to, make 0, start from 0 and make it open. From 2 it will be closed. Then the last one, you have to start from 2 and make it open, then continue to the right. Any problem for this one? Okay. Solve question number 15, please, by the same way, then send it to me.
Sir, do we have to graph it?
The question is graph.
Yeah,
Question is
okay.
graph. The question is
I guess
graph.
so.
Graph. Again, I will graph question number 15. That is the first function. H of x equals x plus 6 to the power 2. And we have a condition that x is smaller than negative 5. So we will complete the table. That's x and that's y. We'll start from negative 5, and it will be open. Then the next will be negative 6 and negative 7 by substitution. So negative 5 plus 6 equals 1 to the power 2 equals 1. Negative 6 and 6 equals 0 to the power 2 equals 0. And then that would be negative 1 to the power 2 equals 1. That's for the first one. The second, h of x equals 7, where x is greater than, if you are not using the mic, please switch off the mic. Smaller than 2, that's represented by linear, constant.
Since it's constant, value is always 7.
Yes. And the last one, which is h of x equals the absolute value of 4 minus x, where x
And the
is
x
greater
is
than
more than
2. Greater than 2, so we have to complete the table. That's x and that's y. By the way, there is another question that I will give you the function and you have to find the equation. So you have to know how to solve the first one. That's the easiest part. The second part, I will give you the graph and you have to write the piecewise function, the inverse. So without understanding this part, you will not be able to solve the second part. So we will start from 2 and 2 will be open. And the next will be 3, 4, 5. So for this one will be 4 minus 2 is 2. Absolute value, it will be 2. 4 minus 3 is 1. So the absolute value would be 1, 0, and 1. Then now we need to graph. I'll make the scale equals 2 for the vertical and the horizontal. For the first one, negative 5 and 1. And that's open. Negative 6 and 0. Negative 7 and 1. And this graph is a parabola. So it will be by this way. The second, it's represented by a line, constant function represented by a line parallel to x and intersect y at the point 7. That's 2, 4, 6, and that's 7. And it will start from negative 5 and end at 2. From negative 5, it will be closed here, and positive 2, it will be closed also. Then we draw the line between them. The third part, which is 2 and 2, and it's open. Then 3 and 1, 4 and 0, 5 and 1, and it will represent V shape because it's the absolute value. So that's the graph, the third one. No way, you have to memorize the function, how the graph will be look like, what is the name of the function. No way. Any problem for this one? If you have any problem, I can explain it more. Any problem for this part?
Sir, what was the problem with mine? Was it not drawn to scale?
No, leave drawn to scale. You didn't complete this line.
Like the points.
And even the point, you make all of the points are all open. You didn't complete. The first mistake that you make all of the points are open. The second mistake that you stop this line, stop until 2 or 3, I think. You didn't complete it.
So why is the first one? Oh, okay, never mind. Never mind.
That's a parabola. That's quadratic equation. That's how to know the graph will be look like from the parent function, from the first page. If you remember when we explained the first page here, just wait a minute. This one, if you remember when we say that the constant, how the graph will be look like. The identity function, it's represented by f of x equals x, and that's how the graph will be look like. The quadratic function f of x equals x to the power 2, and how that will be U shape. That is the cubic function. It's symmetric about the origin point. That is the square root function, and that's how the graph will be look like. That is the reciprocal function, and that's how the graph will be. The absolute value, it must be V shape. It's written here. That must be as a V shape. So you have to memorize the formula, the name of the function, how the function is written, and how you can graph the function. No way. Without memorizing that, you will not be able to solve it. No way. Any problem for this part? Any problem for this part?
No.
Do you have any problem? Anything that you need me to explain? Because I'm going to the next lesson. Any problem for this one?
No.
Oh, okay. I can just 1 minute to check if there is any question that you can solve. Then we can shift to the next lesson. If anyone needs the page, all of the page, I upload all of them on the website. Just go to the name of the lesson, download it, you will find the worksheet, just press and you can download it. Go to the website. Sorry?
How do I view the answers? It doesn't allow me to.
There is no answer. I didn't upload the answer until now. I didn't upload the answer.
Will you say the page as well?
My page, this page.
Yeah, where?
What?
Because you said if you want these pages,
Just go to the page and download it.
Well, Classera.
Not Classera. Go to the website. Write my website, the name of my website. And just wait a minute.
Sir, you are saying you will upload the answers, right?
I didn't upload the answer until now. No answers until now. No answers. I didn't upload the answer until now. Grade 12. Can you see the screen? Which screen that you can see? Which one?
Yeah.
The website.
12,
Yes. Go to the American curriculum. Grade 12. Just go to chapter 1. Go to any lesson for this one, or you can go to chapter 1. Only one page contain all of the lesson. Just go to the page. You will find the explanation, the worksheet, and there is a quiz. But I didn't. I think that's not active. I will activate it today, inshallah.
Do you manage this website?
Yes. Can you see the screen now?
Yes.
Okay, solve question number 1 and 2, send it to me. Solve question number 1 and number 2 and send it to me. Right. I will explain the last part here. Just look at the screen. The graph for the absolute, the square roots, that's the graph for the square roots. You have to start from the origin point, and that's how the graph would look like. And after the transformation, what is the meaning of plus 3 here? It's shifting 3 units to the left and 1 unit up. So it will be 1, 2, 3, and 1 unit up. So I have to start from here, and I'm going to the right by this way. That's number 1. I don't know why it takes too much time. The second graph, absolute value, it's V-shape. So the original one by this way. That is the first one, and that is the second one. You have to mention the arrow. The next one, it's compressed. It's stretched vertical and compressed horizontal with a scale 2, and there is negative. It means there is a reflection on x-axis. So the graph will be look down. So I will change the color. So that's how the graph will be look like. That's for the second one.
Sir, why it has V shape?
That's absolute value.
It's the absolute value, yeah.
Absolute value. What's the meaning of V shape? Absolute value. Khalas? Any problem for this one?
No, sir. Thank you.
Okay. So, see you inshallah next week, and have a vacation inshallah.